Most health and productivity advice is a collection of anecdotal, unsustainable rituals. The morning person narrative is a social construct that ignores the genetic reality of circadian chronotypes. Caffeine does not provide energy. It is a molecular antagonist that blocks adenosine receptors from signaling fatigue. Blue light exposure after sunset acts as a chemical signal that suppresses melatonin production by up to 50%. High-intensity exercise performed at the wrong biological window can spike cortisol levels and inhibit protein synthesis. The 8-hour sleep rule is a statistical average that ignores individual metabolic recovery rates. Caloric restriction without nutrient density leads to metabolic adaptation, where the body prioritizes fat storage over energy expenditure. How do elite biological performers maintain high output without systemic burnout? The mechanism relies on the systematic alignment of activity with the body's core temperature rhythm. Intermittent fasting is not a weight loss hack. It is a cellular maintenance window known as autophagy. Supplementation is a secondary optimization that fails if the primary digestive tract is compromised. Heat exposure via saunas triggers heat shock proteins that repair misfolded cellular structures. Cold exposure is a mechanical stressor that forces the recruitment of brown adipose tissue for thermogenesis. Micronutrients are the structural components of the enzymes that drive every chemical reaction in the brain. The immune person mentioned at 1 minute is the one who understands the velocity of metabolism. This metric measures how efficiently your cells convert raw substrate into usable ATP. A high-velocity metabolism indicates a state of high mitochondrial density and oxygen efficiency. Blood glucose spikes are not just energy bursts. They are oxidative events that damage arterial walls. The unresolved mystery from the digital analysis was the velocity of data. In biology, the equivalent is the velocity of recovery. How fast your system returns to baseline after a stressor. The 1-methylpiperazine of the biological world is the optimization of the vagus nerve. It effectively hides the stress response from the rest of the nervous system, maintaining a state of calm under pressure. Health is not a destination. It is the absence of structural and chemical friction. The only one method for biological longevity is not a specific diet or an expensive wearable device. Complete physical sovereignty is achieved through the strict regulation of your internal environment. You cannot optimize what you do not measure, and you cannot measure what you do not control. Most processed foods contain chemical additives that have zero relevance to human nutrition. The system relies on your taste buds being more valuable to you than your cellular integrity. The immune person's 1-methylpiperazine is a metaphor for a perfectly balanced endocrine system. If the internal chemistry is correct, the external environment cannot initiate a breakdown. Both systems rely on creating a state of internal resilience where the threat finds no point of entry. Biological optimization is a continuous process of removal, not a one-time addition. It is measured in the stability of your energy, not the size of your muscles. The math of biology is indifferent to your willpower or your motivation. Focus on the removal of metabolic leaks rather than the addition of external stimulants. Everything else is just noise designed to keep you consuming products that don't work. If you want more things that work, subscribe.